So, we're standing on top of a train, looking death in the eye.
That was quite a trip, wasn't it?
Quite a trip. If anyone had told me that we'd have ended up here, I would have laughed in their faces. So, where do we start?
Let's say a freezing cold day greeted us on that fateful Stavonian morning.
Furry heavens! Could you be any more cheesy?
I thought I was getting better at this.
That'll never happen.
Well then, let's just start at the beginning. Well, here we are.
I'm gonna freeze to death.
Now that you mention it, my dear friend, we're a little early, so you'll have plenty of time to do that.
No matter. I can already taste the champagne and olives on my tongue.
Champagne and olives?
The party! Aren't you looking forward to the big Bon Voyage party tonight?
Oh, that. I'd skip it if I could.
Ha! Moses, you're the saddest animal I've ever had the misfortune to meet. For once in your life, you should let loose. We're on a holiday, right?
Let me remind you that no, we are not on holiday. This is work.
Furry heavens. You're beyond hope, Moses.
Well, you're probably right, my dear friend.
So we freeze to death. But, I see other passengers are starting to arrive.
We can have a little sniff around before we leave the station. Literally and figuratively.
Good idea. Although I might not be able to move anymore.
Interesting. Speaking of which, you're a Manu, right? A palace's cat? Shouldn't you be perfectly fine in the cold?
I've never told you about my cryophobia? My unnatural fear of freezing?
The amount you usually talk, it surprises me too, but no, you never mentioned it before.
Well, it was because of the war.
Oh, right. The war.
I spent a whole winter in a trench. I got the chill up to my bones and my soul. And somehow, I wasn't the same animal after that.
And that affected your perception of the cold.
Some people lose their sense of smell after a major trauma, or see colors different.
That's interesting. Please tell me more about it.
I'd rather not. You overanalyze everything and everybody. It can be really unpleasant.
Well, I'm sorry.
Don't worry, I'm used to it.
Well, well. Look who's here.
The ambassador. That creep makes my tail tingle.
Stay focused, Plato. We'll do what we've been hired to do. Then we can take our well-deserved vacation.
When I think we have to protect this monster.
Let's not jump to conclusions, dear fellow. You know rumors are sometimes just rumors.
These aren't just rumors, Moses. They're facts.
We have a job to do, and we're going to do it. All right?
Yeah, all right.
Listen.
The fluffy, fuzzy... Damn!
Quite a tower, isn't it?
That could easily accommodate all the members of the country's parliament.
Or an invading army.
You got that right.
Let's see. Well, well.
Ah, finally. This is ridiculous. I've been waiting here for an age.
Sir, welcome.
Just grab the bags and pack them quickly. My daughter and I are freezing to death out here.
Sir, I think you misunderstand.
Are they paying you to talk or work? I am at my wit's end here. Can you believe it, my dear?
Leave me out of this.
Dear sir, I genuinely think there's been a misunderstanding here.
Just take our luggage and load it while I'm in a good mood. What did you say? How dare you speak to me like that?
Why do men always have to measure each other's tails?
Let me step in. This is Moses Wildflower, and I'm Plato Palladius of the Clawville Police Department. We are here because, unfortunately for us, we have been entrusted with the full protection of you and your dear daughter until this magnificent train reaches Clawville.
Is that so? Well, why didn't you start with that?
We tried, but it must be the noise.
Whatever. So you're in the service of the Fox King, huh? Very well. Then I'll see you at the party soon, yes?
In fact, I think we'd rather...
Moses, we'll be there, sir.
All right then.
Joyful. Until then, gentlemen. Porter! Where's the bloody porter?
Keep your voice down. My head is splitting.
Interesting.
What?
Yes?
Do not bother me. Ask my daughter if you want to know something. You people give me migraines.
I beg your pardon?
Don't take it personally. I can't stand coppers in any shape or form.
Ah, I see. Well, the feeling is mutual.
You're just kidding me, yes?
Oh, of course.
My daughter, spoiled little brat. But I suppose that's mainly my fault.
Ah, come on. Don't blame yourself.
If you want to know more, perhaps you should ask Her Majesty. I don't have time for this.
Thank you. We will, sir. Madam, we are pleased to be of service to you and your good father.
Do I look like I've molted for the first time?
What? I beg your pardon?
I know you despise us, and you have every reason to, but I don't care. Nor do I care about these ridiculous peace negotiations.
Oh, I see. That was refreshingly cold and honest.
Just stay away from me. Or at least keep your flattery to yourself.
You know what? You're really a little...
Thank you. And good day to you, gentlemen.
Same to you, madam.
Whew, she's something, ain't she? Just like the weather here. Ice cold and, well, mostly ice cold.
Indeed. But it's interesting what she said. I mean about the peace negotiations.
You know what? I don't like the idea of them myself. And these Stavonians make my tail cramp up.
I thought you were a devout pacifist. You should be happy for peace.
Well, since I've been through the hell of war myself, I am. But this is just smoke and mirrors, Moses. There will never be peace between Stavonia and Clawville. Hostility is coated in our blood.
Maybe. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. We haven't even started this journey.
Yeah, you're right. And we might just be in for the adventure of a lifetime, huh?
Oh, but every day is an adventure with you, Plato. More and more passengers.
If you want to know more than animals are willing to tell you, use your refined senses, Moses. Remember what you've taught me.
You're in a rather educational mood today, my dear friend. I could almost call it lecturing.
You'll thank me later, Moses. Believe me.
If you say so. Interesting. He looks rather familiar.
You mean Cassidy Lupus, the silent wolf?
The what and who?
To my bushy tail, you really do live in a cave, don't you?
So he's some kind of movie star.
The movie star.
Uh-huh. And the young lady?
Cassandra Ruby Faye, a real up-and-coming movie sensation. They're predicting a big future for her, although the tabloids say she's a bit unstable.
Interesting.
Interesting indeed. Quite lovely, too.
Excuse my rudeness. My name is...
Oh, come on, it's no problem. What can I write? Who will it be for?
What? No, I don't...
Then simply Cassidy Lupus, star of Silent Wolf and the Loudest Howl. Here we go, darling.
But I...
Don't thank me, friend. It's nothing. My pleasure.
Well, thank you.
Hey, mister.
Yes, little... thingy?
Little what?
As the wily fox says.
Wiley.
This is Detective Moses Wildflower, and I'm Plato Palladius from the Clawville Police Department. And we're not here for your autograph. You can be sure of that.
What, the police?
For the wild ones. Cassidy, what have you done now?
Not a single thing, Cassandra, dear, I swear. At least, I don't think.
Nothing to worry about, madam. Sir, we just wanted to say hello and assure you that with 2 senior police officers on board, you will have the safest and most comfortable journey possible.
Oh, really? That's rather nice to hear.
Don't worry about Cassidy. He's a bit weak in the knees. But otherwise, he's a pretty nice guy. At least, for the most part.
For the most part? But darling... Forgive me for the autograph fiasco. You know, the fans just find me everywhere. It's a nightmare.
Oh, I can imagine.
You can't imagine.
And the lady is...
Oh, what a barbarian I am. This is my companion and partner in many cinematic wonders, the magnificent Cassandra Ruby Faye.
Gentlemen, if I may say so, it's extremely reassuring that you're traveling with us. You are a real gentleman.
Don't worry about a thing, as long as you see us.
Are you two going to the party?
I regret to say that we probably will.
That's wonderful.
See you there, madam. Sir?
Believe me, he's not so horrible. Just a little disorganized.
Oh, you got me. For good. I couldn't deny it if I wanted to.
You know, it's funny meeting you here, on the other side of the world.
It is indeed. The wilderness is so small.
Madam, I've been around the world more than once, and I assure you, it's quite huge.
And yet, 4 citizens of Clawville just happen to be in the same place at the same time. What a wonderful coincidence. Am I right?
I wouldn't be so sure that's a coincidence.
Here we go. Ignore his cryptic remarks, like, our lives are a tattered detective novel.
Oh, how exciting. Isn't it, darling?
That's right.
Keep your eyes open, detectives. I mean, all your senses.
What do you mean?
Oh, I don't mean anything. But it seems a strange bunch of people are gathered here. My ears are itching, and that always means trouble.
We'll keep an eye out, madam. You have my word.
Oh, you seem to have stepped out of another age, my dear detective.
Yeah, tell me about it. He's a living fossil.
Well, well.
Let's do this.
Stop staring at that woman.
What woman? I know.
Yes, you are. You are looking at that cat. Stop it, it's humiliating.
It's not a cat, it's a panther.
And that's an excuse.
I swear, I wasn't staring, sweetie.
I thought you were over this cat thing.
That dirty cow.
Buffalo.
What?
I said buffalo. Water buffalo. Not a cow.
Assassins. Traitors.
A little quieter, please, father.
I tell you they're trying to kill us. What else would they be doing here?
You're paranoid. Have a sip of brandy to calm you down.
Don't you tell me to calm down.
Interesting. Well, well. Let's see. Interesting.
The fluffy, fuzzy... Damn!
Quite a tower, isn't it?
That could easily accommodate all the members of the country's parliament.
Or an invading army.
You got that right.
Greetings, sir. My name is...
Yes, you two are the detectives, right?
Yes, indeed we are. Although, frankly, I'm surprised that you know.
The whole station is talking about it. 2 detectives protecting that pale-furred, sharp-toothed bastard. And I was just wondering, where are my detectives?
Your... excuse me?
If our beloved king sends personal protection to defend his enemies, like the ambassador of the Stavonian government, surely he sends 1 or 2 to protect his own beloved ally, the ambassador to his own colony. Am I right? Which would be myself.
You? You're the ambassador of Tirogo?
No other. Mujara Panina, ambassador, high priest, guru, and spiritual seer. I'm genuinely horrified that you don't know who I am.
If I may say so, you speak the Clawville dialect admirably.
Please do not change the topic. Although, I do speak with particular skill, yes.
I am truly sorry that you have not been properly escorted, sir, but you must be aware of the very delicate relationship between the Clawvillian crown and the Stavonian government.
Pah, don't take me for a fool. Don't blame yourself. I'm used to being surrounded by the incompetent. Varney,
I'm here, sir.
good. Chat with these gentlemen while I go rest my eyes.
Yes, of course, Sepa. How can I help you, gentlemen?
It's a pleasure to meet you and Ambassador Mujara.
The Separ is quite tired. I hope you will forgive him for being a bit irritable.
The Separ?
Tirogo's religious leaders, who also wield considerable political influence.
Very well said. You are highly educated and well-informed, detective.
Thank you, Miss Fani.
You could have boarded the train much later if you're going to the peace negotiations. So what are you doing here on the frozen other side of the world?
Unfortunately, that is sensitive, rather top-secret information.
You see, Miss Fani, we are in the service of the Clawville government. We serve our common king. You need not be afraid to share anything with us.
I fear that even you are not authorized to have this information, dear detectives. I am really very sorry. It is a most sensitive topic.
Well, in that case, that's not a problem. If it's so very, very sensitive, we understand.
Thank you, gentlemen. You are very kind.
Secrets are part of our work. We understand.
Thank you. Your discretion means a lot to me.
Oh, we're discreet, ma'am.
Well, yes, we are. Most of the time.
Welcome, gentlemen. Detectives Wildflower and Palladius, I presume.
Just Moses and Plato. No need for formalities.
As you wish, gentlemen. I'm Pierre. I'll be your guide, your helper, and your humble servant on the road.
Sounds very nice, buddy. May we speak to your boss?
My boss?
I mean the one who runs the express.
Ah, I see. That would be me too, Pierre.
Oh, really?
Look, pal, no offense, but
How could the train inspector be a simple insect?
well, I mean, that's what I was getting at. I really didn't mean to offend you, but it's quite rare.
Indeed, it is rare, which is why I feel so honored. And of course, it is a huge responsibility too.
In that case, good for you. And congratulations.
Thank you. Please enjoy your journey. If there's anything I can do to help, I'll jump to it right away.
Huh?
You know, jump.
Ah, because you're a jumping spider.
Yes, I am. Witty, no?
Yes, we all had such a good laugh.
But please board the train soon. Most of the passengers have already taken their cabins.
We will. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, all aboard!
About time.
I was starting to freeze to death out here.
Cassandra, my darling, I'll have you warmed up in no time.
Must we tolerate this incessant chatter? Let's board.
Slow down, Separ. Don't be in such a hurry. You know your heart.
Well, it wasn't that hard to have a little chat, was it? It's a nice way to pass the time.
I've already got the worst headache.
Come on, you'll survive. So, shall we hop on board then?
If we must.
Quite strange company we got here, don't you think?
And we haven't seen half of it yet.
Something smells fishy to me. This Mujara guy and his assistant, not to mention His Excellency the Ambassador and his ice-cold daughter.
We're in for an interesting journey, that's for sure. But I wouldn't jump to conclusions just yet.
Well, anyway, time to get ready for the party.
Oh no, the party. You shouldn't have mentioned. My head.
Come on, Chief. Let's get dressed up, have a drink or two, and go to the little rat hole in the back of the train for a good sleep. What could go wrong?
Famous last words, eh?
Ha! See? You're getting a sense of humor.
No.
So, where to next?
I think it's worth taking a good look at the train map and deciding wisely how to use our precious time until the party starts.
And how much time do we have?
Exactly 1 hour, my dear friend. At least, let's say, 4 places to visit?
And 4 passengers to socialize with.
If we really must.
Hey, hey, hey! You're the detectives, aren't you? The high rollers from Clawville.
High rollers. I don't hear that enough.
Detectives Moses and Plato, yes, that would be us. And who do we have the honor of speaking to?
Me? I'm Basil. Basil Pesca is my honest name and it's full of furry glory. To my friends, it's Baz. To my enemies, it's Reddy Pesca. Well, I'm a wombat, but you don't usually get to choose your nickname, eh?
Nice to meet you. Unfortunately, it looks like we're going to be travel companions.
Yes, we are, but don't let the condition of the carriage put you off. I'm not saying it's as good as the others, but I'm not saying it isn't.
I'm not sure I follow you, pal.
You see, my dear furry friend, everything is relative and a matter of comparison.
That's not a real answer, is it?
Ah, so you really are detectives. Obsessed with facts, huh? Well, you'll have something to investigate soon, I tell you. Just keep watching. Anytime, really, anytime, gentlemen.
Well, we should be going, shouldn't we?
I'll be here if you need any help, detectives. Believe me, you're gonna need me soon.
Okay. Psst. What do you think, Moses?
Nervous type, probably paranoid. But we do have to be careful, you're right about that.
I got a bad feeling about this guy. He's making my tail cramp up.
You've got a bad feeling about everyone, Plato, and please get your tail checked by someone.
But how many times have I been right, huh?
He who throws a handful of stones at a target must sometimes hit it.
Oh, very deep.
And true, but let's stop whispering because we probably look very silly.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Tell me, what did you mean before? That we're going to be busy here on the train?
Did you meet the bloody colonel?
I beg your pardon?
The Stavonian ambassador. People called him a butcher when he fought in the colonial war. And other names, some way worse.
Interesting.
And there's that actor, if you can call him that. What a rip-off.
It's not a crime to be a rip-off.
Unfortunately.
And his girlfriend? Did you see the signs? She seems terribly unstable. She must be hysterical. Or worse, she could crack at any moment.
Well, sir, thank you for the observations. We'll keep an eye out.
You're right to do so. Yes, indeed. Eyes, ears, and nose open. I smell blood, you know, and my nose really fools me.
Blood?
I meant it figuratively. At least for now. But who knows?
Uh-huh. Thanks, buddy.
Let's see.
Let's do this.
What?
Listen here. What?
The ambassador was in a particularly peppery mood this morning. Could it have been the cold?
The weather is indeed hard on him. We're from the sweltering Torogo, but
But
the Separ is quite upset about Ambassador Ignat.
you mean why he hasn't been escorted in the same way?
Not only that, but the mere sight of the Stavonian delegation is deeply shocking and upsetting to him.
Interesting. Are there deeper, more personal reasons for the depth of his feelings?
Personal? Oh, no, not at all. It's just that Torogo and Stavonia have been in conflict for centuries. This is purely political.
Tell me, is there something wrong with the ambassador's health?
Why would you think that?
I'm just fumbling around, so...
No, not at all. The ambassador is in perfect health.
We heard you tell the ambassador to watch his heart. At another time, you said he is often tired nowadays.
You've got me, yes. The ambassador has a serious heart condition, but he does not like to appear weak in front of anyone, especially in front of his enemies.
That's understandable. Thank you. We won't pass it on to anyone, we promise.
Thank you.
Can you tell us about your country?
You want to hear about Torogo?
Exactly, my dear.
Well, you see, Torogo is very different from Stavonia or Clawville. We're just on the threshold of civilization. The country is still full of jungles, primitive tribes, exotic plants, and wilderness.
You talk about it very passionately.
I love my home very much, Mr. Wildflower. Notwithstanding, or perhaps because of, all the horrors it has endured in the last century.
You mean the Stavonian invasion?
Not just that, but you know. And I mean no offense, but Clawville is also just another colonial power. And I don't mean to sound ungrateful, I'm very thankful to our common king, but...
Please, continue.
I don't want to bore you with my nonsense.
You're not boring me, my dear. Please.
Clawville has done our country a great service, given us many useful modern things. It's just that it's taken something too. Something that was very important to us. Our souls. Our freedom.
So, how is your journey so far?
Well, the train is very comfortable, and the ambassador is pleased.
Yes, but I'm asking you, not the ambassador.
Oh, well, yes. I've never been on a train with such class, you know? I'm very thrilled about it.
What else? I can see that you're a little embarrassed, if I don't offend you by saying so.
You're so observant. Yes, well, besides being excited, I'm also a little uncomfortable, as I don't really know how to behave in a situation like this, with such important people.
I believe you. I advise you to just be yourself. That's always the best way.
Oh, really? I think so myself.
What do you think of Stavonia?
We are taught from an early age that this place is pure evil. You know, because of the shared history between our nations. But to be honest, the people here have been kind to me, and the country is beautiful. Although, I'll admit it's a bit cold for my taste.
I'm glad you're so honest and open, Miss Fani. It helps our work a lot.
Your work? You mean, this is some kind of interrogation? Did something happen?
No, but, you know, we're always inquiring. It's kind of a professional habit. And, well, better safe than sorry, right?
Yes, exactly. You're right.
What do you think about the peace negotiations?
You're asking me?
Yes, you. Not the Separ, but you. I want your opinion.
Oh. Well, you know, I hadn't really thought about it that much. I'm so preoccupied with the ambassador's thoughts and concerns.
You almost forgot you have your own, don't you?
Yes, exactly. I mean, it sounds very silly, but sort of.
Don't worry. I understand. So...
I think it's the greatest thing that's happened in the wilderness in decades. Two great powers that have been enemies for centuries finally joining hands and uniting in a common cause.
And the Stavonian ambassador?
The mere presence of Ambassador Ignat is a symbol. If the negotiations go well in Clawville and peace is finally signed, it will be a genuinely grand event for all of us. Oh my, isn't that wonderful?
That was a lovely speech, but it sounds like you just memorized it. You know very well that Ignat is afraid. More like scared to death. Not that he's eager to sign those papers. I'd like to hear your real opinion, not what you think we want to hear.
Well, if you want my honest opinion, it all seems too good to be true.
What do you mean?
It feels more like some kind of trap.
A trap?
At least, that's what Ambassador Ignat must think. That the whole peace negotiation is just a pretext to get rid of him, and perhaps start another war between the two superpowers.
And is that what you believe?
I don't know. The promise of peace alone is worth a try, isn't it? And besides, I don't think the Crown of Clawville would pull off such a dirty trick.
Thank you, Miss Fanny. Very thought-provoking.
Oh, really? That is so nice to hear from you.
Tell me, why are you really here? I mean, why are you really here?
I'm sorry. I don't know what you are suggesting.
So, you were on holiday? Right here, one of the coldest places of the whole wild world.
I've already told you, Detective. It's just a coincidence. The ambassador was here on holiday, yes. You know he loves the opera, and Stavonia is famous for its opera houses.
Despite the centuries-old conflict between your countries, you would have me believe that you are here because of the opera? At the very same time the Stavonian ambassador is due to visit Clawville for the peace talks. We just want to know the truth, Miss Fanny. We mean you no harm.
You're right. There's no point in hiding it. We are here for a deeper purpose. But unfortunately, I cannot disclose the reason right now.
Is this the secret you mentioned earlier?
Indeed. It's about our religion. I hope you understand if I don't want to talk about it myself. Perhaps Ambassador Mujara will be more willing.
We understand. Thank you for your honesty.
I thank you, Detective.
What do you think of your fellow passengers?
Quite a colourful bunch, but the ones I've met so far have been quite nice.
Even the Stavonian delegation?
So far, yes.
Even Kunya?
You mean the ambassador's daughter? Well, she was a little more cold than she should have been.
I can believe that. The mere presence of her chills the room by 2 degrees, doesn't it?
As you say, dear detective. Exactly.
What do you think of Ambassador Ignat?
He is a rather frightening figure. He has a terrible reputation in my country. Just think of the Canberra massacre, where thousands perished by the hands of the Stavonians before the Clawville forces liberated the region.
I believe that war crime was never proven against the ambassador.
That's true. But for the people of Torogo, there is no question that he was guilty.
And you think so as well?
You know, Mr. Wildflower, I try to see the best in everyone, even when it's very difficult. And in this case, I assume the best in the absence of evidence. It's just the way I am. I can't help it.
But let's not get ahead of ourselves. We haven't even started this journey.
And we might just be in for the adventure of a lifetime, huh?
Oh, but every day is an adventure with you, Plato.
Come on, Chief. Let's get dressed up, have a drink or two, and go to the little rat hole in the back of the train for a good sleep. What could go wrong?
Famous last words, eh?